From his $2 million home in Kansas City to owning a partial stake in the Major League Baseball team Kansas City Royals, this is how Patrick Mahomes spends his millions. The Mahomeses have put down roots in the city for the long run, and their almost $2 million mansion is proof. While he and his wife Brittany are from White House, Texas, they built their family home in their adopted city after the Chiefs drafted Mahomes as their quarterback. It's a beautiful ranch home that was built back in 1953 for a jaw-dropping $1.9 million. Add to that another $500,000 in custom renovations. The homestead stretches over 1.5 acres right next to the Country Club District, and it's located a mere 20 minutes from the iconic Arrowhead Stadium, home of the Kansas City Chiefs. Quite convenient, eh? Anyway, the house itself is a sprawling property of more than 4,000 square feet. It's got 3 bedrooms, a pool, a state-of-the-art gym, and not to mention, a 500-bottle wine room. Nice! The home has an open floor plan with these gorgeous floor-to-ceiling windows. There are even stone fireplaces in the master bedroom and living rooms. The Mahomes have preserved the 1950s Art Deco feel of the place in some parts, so it feels a bit Don Draper-esque, too. The couple clearly loves their beautiful home because it's all over their Instagram. And that's obvious from the $400,000 renovations they've made to the place, which includes a gym and a walk-in custom closet for his impressive sneaker collection. We're talking about almost 200 of the rarest, most expensive sneakers out there. But this isn't the only property owned by the Chiefs star quarterback. Now, the stunning Kansas City space is their main residence during football season, but during the summer, the quarterback trains in Dallas, Texas. It's a multi-million-dollar estate in the upscale Westlake neighborhood and measures almost 8,000 square feet. That's twice the size of his Kansas home. We're not sure how much the Mahomes actually paid for the home, but it was listed at $4.3 million when they bought it in 2020. It has 4 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms, a temperature-controlled wine room, an infinity edge tub with breathtaking views of the Vaquero golf course, and the outdoor area has a patio, a fire pit, a pool, and a spa. But it seems that Mahomes wants a bigger, better forever home. That's all his. The 27-year-old has reportedly bought 8 acres of land in the Loch Lloyd area of Cass County, which is about 40 minutes away from Arrowhead Stadium, and it's this super exclusive, resort-like gated community for the super wealthy. Speaking to radio show host Dan Patrick, he revealed his plans for the land. Apparently, he wants to build a custom home for his growing family, one with half a football field. But let's not forget their very first Kansas home, a 2-bedroom condo he bought in 2017 for about $350,000 and has a roof deck and a 2-car garage. It's said to be worth $500,000 today. Real estate aside, are you even a young millionaire if you don't have luxury cars to show for it? Patrick Mahomes has quite the automobile collection to his name, and the cars aren't just for him. He bought his wife an absolutely gorgeous new Lamborghini Urus SUV with a twin-turbo V8. It's estimated to have cost him $220,000. He bought it just weeks after signing his contract extension, and Brittany was more than happy to show it off on Instagram. Mahomes also bought himself a 2020 Ferrari 812 Superfast for about $340,000. Now, this is one of those supercars that has 788 horsepower and a 6.5-liter V12 engine. And get this, it could go from 0 to 60 in just 2.8 seconds. Mahomes purchased this first car after signing his contract, but it's not the only car he has. He was gifted a Genesis G70 sedan with a turbocharged 4-cylinder or twin-turbo V6 when he won the Super Bowl MVP title in 2020. That car costs about $35,000. The quarterback also owns a 2021 Rolls-Royce Cullinan with 26-inch white wheels and a 6.7-liter V12 engine. It seems like Mahomes has quite the taste for expensive things. His watch and sneaker collections are something else. Mahomes enjoys his timepieces, and his personal collection features a lot of Rolex. One of them is the 2-tone Rolex Zenith, said to be worth more than $20,000. There's also a Rolex Yachtmaster in there, which goes for anywhere between $22,000 and $30,000. Mahomes also has a collector's favorite, the Rolex GMT Master 2. He has the Batgirl version of it. It retails for about $10,000 officially, but it's more than double that on the secondary market because it's difficult to get a hold of. I could go on and on about his watches, but let's just say that his entire stash is worth about $1 million. Now let's take a look at his sneaker collection. You won't believe me when I say that he's got close to 180 pairs of shoes, and he's serious about taking care of them too. I mean, his Kansas City home literally has a room dedicated just to them, complete with lights and security cameras. The collection includes the Adidas pair that he wore for his first photo shoot. Then there's the Game of Thrones-inspired pair called Night's Watch Ultra Boost. There are also some customized pairs in the collection with phrases like ATL, NYC, and Pharrell Williams inscribed on them. But apparently his favorite is a pair of Yeezys. It's the Yeezy Boost 750 Triple Black. But what good is all the money without a good woman in your life? And we know for a fact that Mahomes treats his girl like the queen that she is. Did you know that the couple had an extravagant island destination wedding? The two have been dating since high school and even lived through a long-distance relationship before tying the knot in March last year. Just a few weeks after he signed his big bucks contract extension, he proposed to Britney, and the main event was the ring. It was estimated to be worth somewhere between $350,000 and $800,000 and features an 8 to 10 carat emerald-cut diamond. Talk about going big or going home. Set on what seems to be a white gold or platinum double band encrusted with more diamonds. That's a lot of shiny rocks and costs almost as much as a luxury house would. What's more is that they even had a wedding to match. It was held in Hawaii with their closest family and friends, but the festivities started much earlier than that. Mahomes flew his buddies to Las Vegas for his bachelor weekend, while his then-fiancée headed to Miami for her girls' getaway. The bride wore a sexy custom Versace wedding dress, while the groom wore a gray three-piece with printed shoes. But the showstopper was really their one-year-old daughter, Sterling, who arrived in her own little mini Bentley to join her parents at the altar. How cute and expensive is that? The Mahomes definitely know how to throw a party, which is why they know they have to keep making more money. Mahomes is invested in quite a few business ventures too. He's the man responsible for bringing Whataburger to Kansas. It's a fast food chain originally from Texas, famous for its delicious burgers and fries, as well as all the usual fast food goodies. The plan is to add 30 outlets to the area over the next 7 years. He's also invested in a company called Hyperice. It's an athletic brand that makes recovery products like massagers and stretching devices for different muscle groups. What's really cool is that Mahomes is also their brand ambassador. So on top of being paid for endorsements, commercials, and ads, he actually owns a stake in the company as it continues to expand. But probably his most important investment is the 2 sports teams he owns. In part, at least. Along with his wife, he owns a stake in the National Women's Soccer League's KC Current. In fact, his wife is also a former professional soccer player who played in Iceland for a few years. Mahomes was always a fan of KC Current and made his commitment official by buying a stake in the company. Joining his wife and 2 others as co-owners of the team, Mahomes also bought a $10 million stake in the Major League Baseball team, the Kansas City Royals. But how much did he pay for it? Well, that's still unknown. This also makes him the youngest team owner in MLB history. The quarterback actually has a history with baseball. His father was a pitcher for the league between 1992 and 2003 for teams like the Boston Red Sox, New York Mets, and Chicago Cubs. Mahomes himself was also a top prospect for the 2014 Major League Baseball draft. Clearly, he was headed for football fame instead. It was also about showing his commitment to the city and the community. That said, investing in a sports team is a pretty shrewd business move too. So, from being a part owner of the baseball team, the Kansas City Royals, to owning a $2 million home in the swankiest neighborhood of Kansas City, this is how Patrick Mahomes spends his millions.